How are shortcuts helping you or hindering you? Impromptu 10-minute tarot was inspired by a comment we got on our YouTube channel, on our EIDL experts channel, where we help business owners with their SBA, COVID, economic injury, disaster loan. Cards are popping. This is the apathy card, which makes sense because we're going to be talking about shortcuts today. Anybody who's on YouTube that is either monetized or not monetized, but you don't have 1 million followers or 2 million followers or 5 million followers, you can't really pay your bills with what YouTube pays on a monthly basis. We do this as a passion to share information. But one of the things with that particular channel is that we've made it our mission to alert business owners when they should be proactive, and we alert business owners when there is a process or a protocol or a procedure or a problem with the SBA to help their business. And what we find is there's a lot of business owners that have a shortcut mentality. There's a shortcut culture going on with business owners because we're so busy hustling that sometimes we don't take the time to slow down and think about what we're doing and the ramifications or the consequences. And my background is insurance, so I have for over 30 years had a worst case scenario mentality because that was my job. So shortcuts, while I understand their purpose and I understand how it could help, I also think that it's a detriment to business owners. So we're going to be doing a horseshoe spread tarot reading on how shortcuts impact your business. Let's take a look and see about that. Horseshoe spread. Okay, so immediately we're going to be in the past. So let's see. Judgment. Oh my gosh. I was wondering if this was going to come up. Accountability. Truth. Wow. Yeah, should I just stop reading right now? Let's just keep going. All right, the present is Ace of Swords, mental clarity necessary to help with learning something. Learning versus being lazy when thinking about a procedure or a process or something that you have to execute in your business. Ace of Swords, this is a beginning of something that could be good for us long-term in our business. Let's not screw it up. Okay, the near future is Four of Swords, all the swords coming out, because it takes thoughts to get to actions. This says, let's slow down a little bit, okay? Let's slow down before we start expecting other people to do the work for us. Let's figure out how we can learn how to manage something that might be challenging in our business. And this is you in your business shortcut. The devil, I can't really make this up. The devil is the self-imposed trappings of your own making. You have free will to make decisions. What's your value? What's your principle? What's your priorities? And how that's going to impact you long term. Environment and influences is the 10 of Wands. It's a burden. It's overwhelming to actually execute on challenging things that we have to learn that might be new. This Ace of Swords is a new beginning kind of thing. So the activity involved with learning something new versus taking a shortcut it is a burden, and it can be overwhelming depending on what actions we're taking to learn how to do something new without a shortcut. Okay, the hopes and fears is the Seven of Pentacles. This is reap what you sow, and this is the ROI card for business. Things have been chugging along, and you have been planting and harvesting, but is there going to be a limitation if you decide to go the shortcut route versus learning something that could be a long-term benefit of intelligence in your business. And then finally, we have the hopes and fears. The outcome. Ooh, cards are loving us today. The world cycles. Maybe you have been slipping into a state of complacency. Maybe it's showing up where there's some signs like, maybe I really should take this more seriously, that it's my responsibility to learn the things in my business that impact everybody around me in my business, i.e. clients, associates, partners. When we take shortcuts, how does that impact the peripheral? How does that impact people around us, processes around us that rely on us being profitable? If we are lazy, then what are the missed opportunities that we can't even quantify? I can't even tell you how much I love this reading, and the fact that there is a major arcana, like anchoring this reading, the past, you, and your future. There is a progression here of such positivity, not to mention a 1 and a 4 and then a 10 and a 7. There is a progress when we're first starting. There's a progress there. It's like an arc in a story, and then, the middle of the story is the conflict. So here we're setting things up. We're trying to figure out how to do it to the best of our benefit, to the best of our efficiency. And then 10s are completion. They're, finishing something. And 7 is overcoming the conflict. You're beyond the conflict and you're proceeding, progressing. But to what end if shortcuts are a way that you think is perfectly fine at the expense of other people having to make up the difference in their energy and time for a process that you may not be thinking through completely, for, again, the sole benefit of you and sparing other people to have to overcompensate for the shortcut culture. So that's the 10-minute impromptu tarot reading on shortcut culture, and obviously entertainment purposes only, because this is my opinion. I hate feeling like I'm, elderly person complaining about the younger folks, but it's just what we see it. We see it today. We saw it today they were expecting us to tell them how to do it instead of figuring out how to do it, to find the resources, how to do it. And one of my favorite mantras is resourcefulness is sexier than helplessness. I've said it many, many times. And there we go. Next time we will talk about something hopefully a little bit more cheerful.